just did it. I just did it.
Come on.
Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to the final month of NPL New South Wales men's action. Round 26 at Christie Park matches league-leading Spirit FC with finals chasing Sydney Olympic. Spirit have played the role of hunters so superbly over the last 2 weeks, knocking 6 past premiers Rockdale here and 5 past champions Marconi in Bosley Park last weekend. The question now, can they hold their nerve as the hunted for the final 5 rounds? If they can, a second ever league title beckons, a first ever in the top flights of New South Wales football. They face a rejuvenated, revitalised and restocked Sydney Olympic this evening, themselves chasing championship glory. Written off by many in mid-season, they're now favourites to lock up 6th spot and a finals place. But away trips don't come any harder than Christie Park this season. Spirit have had their colours blown just once here all year. So let's see how it all plays out. Alex Molchanoff, delighted to be along with you at a sodden Christie Park. It feels like football weather. It's a proper footballing occasion this evening to kick off round 26. And this is how the two teams line up. Spirit as premiership favourites for the first time all season, unchanged off the back of their 5-0 win against Marconi last weekend. Chris Marks in goal, Grant Cornwall, Jamie Paszewski and Simon Nicholas, the back three, with Wigan and Perez on the flanks. Frankie Lucevic partnering Andre Takami in the heart of midfield behind that much vaunted attacking trident. Michael Conestabo, 14 goals this season. Yua Kubo with 14 as well. Takumi Fuka with 10. For Sydney Olympic, just the one change from the team that defeated St George City. They've been on a pretty solid run themselves, Labrador Elite's side. Cyrus Demi restored to the starting lineup after missing out last weekend. He comes in for Dylan Ruiz Diaz. Expect to see Ryan Feuds starting off the left. Ball play back to James Donachie, partnering Ziggy Gordon in an A-League experienced duo in the heart of Olympics midfield. It has been the difference between their early season form and what has seen them turn things around so markedly to being top 6 contenders. Not just that now, ahead of Sydney United 58, even with the 3-point deduction earlier in the season. They have recovered so well, and they are set for a highest ever finish under Labrador Haliti in his 3 seasons in charge. The rain has just abated. We got a nice little shower up on the gantry as the two teams were finishing up their warm-ups with a nice wind blowing across as well. The Arctic Circle was living up to its name, but the rain has abated. And the conditions are pretty perfect for football. The Tribe have emerged from the clubhouse and the undercover areas. Now sitting down on the fence, supporting their boys. They've had so much to cheer so far this season. Spirit's fate very much in their own hands, given the run home. The biggest 2 challenges knocked off. Apia defeated earlier in the season as well. Has been going all their way. Olympic can take some confidence into this game, though, knowing that Spirit have never beaten them in a new iteration over 90 minutes. The lone victory in 6 attempts to this point came in an Australia Cup clash a year ago. Spirit won 3-1 in extra time. It's been this press of Spirit that has really made them such difficult opponents from so early in games. It wasn't quite as marked against Marconi as it had been against Rockdale here a couple of weeks ago, but still they managed to find their attacking groove. Talk about the improvement that Olympic have made. Spirit's step up has really come on the back of their fluency in attack. It departed them for a stage in the middle of the season. It included their return fixture out at Belmore, which Olympic ran out 3-0 winners. Goals that night from Michael Vakis, Cyrus Demi and Tenqual, all in the starting lineup this evening. It's an opponent they have enjoyed. They also have a very good record against teams sitting up the top recently. Marconi beaten when they were sitting top just a month or so ago, which really sprung them into this good run of form. Rockdale were defeated at Jubilee Stadium towards the end of last year as well. Perez putting that in a dangerous area. Lucevic was lining up, had it taken off him by Takami. And so Afuka will just use his running power to get at Zoricic. Recovered well. Still managed to pick out Takami. This time it's Armson putting his body in the way, and Demi back into the starting lineup with a bit between his teeth. As Olympic going the other way. Beautiful footwork from Cyrus Demi, and eventually Paszewski brought the run to an end with a scything challenge. Eric Sava's going to have his work cut out. Our referee this evening. Game that means so much to both sides. Silverware for Spirit, a chance at it for Olympic. On the line this Saturday night. New South Wales men's competition that has brought twists and turns all the way. Expecting more of the same this evening. Jack Armson is looking to catch Chris Marks off his line. Cheating a little to his right. It was a good recovery from the Spirit shortstopper. That's exactly what he had to be. Quick thinking from Armson. Didn't cover himself in glory a couple of weeks ago, Chris Marks, but was a lot more solid last week at Marconi. Rockdale tried to make their way back into the game. He's under some early pressure here. That was catching practice, though. Too close to him from Seth Clark. And Spirit love to go in transition when they're given the opportunity. A rare moment of misunderstanding between Michael Conestabio and Ewa Kuberg. Incredible to think that none of this front three had played together before the start of the season. Jack Gibson, who's bedded down that number 1 spot for Olympic over the course of 2025. Probably having a career best year in senior football. Probably touted junior, spent a lot of time with the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. Short stint at Marconi before landing on his feet here under Labano Haliti. Kept the trust with him. It's been rewarded in the most part this season. Really has been a back and forth opening to this game. Marks forced into that good save from Armson. A couple of Spirit opportunities not quite seen out to their end. Expected an open attacking clash between these two. It's the style they love to play in. Conestabio getting the better of Clark. It's 3-on-3 here if Spirit play it right. Might even be more than that. James Donachie was keen, but the attack didn't develop, and Olympic might be able to go themselves here. All action starts at Christie Park. Varkis down the right, and Simon Nicholas with a solid piece of defending, perhaps a bit unfortunate. He didn't get the decision of a goal kick that he was looking for. Michael Varkis, who's had to earn his way back into the starting lineup again this season. Seems to do it every year by the end of the 30 rounds. Goal scoring form recently, scored in that last fixture against Spirit earlier this season, which we mentioned. Seth Clark looking for a better delivery this time. He goes deeper with it, and Donachie stooping to head, and Marks beats it away at his near post. That's a couple of times already Spirit's goalkeeper has been called into action. Both from set pieces. So, lining up from the opposite end this time. Oh, and Teng Kwol jumped above Marks. The ball too high to keep down, though. Spirit on the back foot early. And that's not something you've said about them very often all season. Particularly over the last month when they have been faultless. 6 consecutive wins since the loss to St George City at Penshurst Park. It's a 9-game unbeaten run that started the season and really set the foundation for this premiership charge. It's brought to an end by their only loss here all year against Marconi by 2-1. Stallions look the favourites to take out the premiership at that stage. Hasn't so much changed since then. But Olympic are putting on plenty of pressure. A team in form themselves. Fuka nicking it off Clark. One back by Armson, who's had a brilliant start to this game. Now right on Nicholas and preventing him from clearing the danger. Getting to the byline. The cross didn't match the energy and enthusiasm to win it back so high. But there's been more than a few warning shots across the bow of Spirit FC's boat. She almost needed to get down to Christie Park here in Sydney this afternoon. Rain has lashed the eastern seaboards since the middle of the week. Lucky enough to be out at Lambert Park for RP Leichhardt, creating more history on Wednesday night. 2-0 win against reigning Australian A-League champions Melbourne City. It's the round of 16 again. 3rd victory in that competition against A-League opposition, which is quite a remarkable record, but that was played in similar soggy conditions. Jordan Perez's radar just a little off as he searched for Ollie Wigan. His influence since his return from major knee surgery cannot be overstated. With an extra level of impetus down the right wing. In addition to that attacking trident that we talk so often about. Poor ball from Grant Cornwall. Spirit's short passing game has not quite been up to the standard they've set for themselves in the very early stages. 10 minutes gone here. Olympic have had the better of the opportunities. Chris Marks has been the busier goalkeeper. Ball curls out of play. Conor O'Toole starting at left back for Olympic this evening. I'm grateful to have him back. This is a back 4 for Olympic tonight, all with A-League experience at some level. Max Oritage, this would be Central Coast Mariners Academy, but the other 3 have spent multiple seasons in the A-League men. Ziggy Gordon, most recently with the Western Sydney Wanderers. Armson, who was being mentioned in A-League dispatches after a couple of fine seasons with RP Leichhardt. Some eyebrows raised when he decided to make the change to Sydney Olympic, but he's become a central figure in the run up the table. The tide has turned and Labano Aliti has found an 11 that he's happy with, serving them well for the Australian Championship, which begins in October as well. One of the foundation clubs there, Sydney Olympic. That ball towards the near post and Akubo trying to stick it home. Gordon was aware that the danger was there. The Japanese marksman, one of the stories of the competition this season. Matched his goal tally from a year ago with relegated Hills United. He's found himself right up the other end of the table with help like Conestabo. Lays it off. Beautiful 1-2, and Gordon again gets the telling touch to force the ball behind, and Spirit are starting to find the range. It was more like what we've been seeing from Fuka and Akubo. Conestabo. Fuka missing out on the score sheet last weekend, but scored 2 and provided a couple of assists as well here against Rockdale a couple of weeks ago. That one's towards Cornwall, who just jumped, hoping the ball would hit him as much as anything to put some pressure on Tenqual. Key for Olympic in both boxes. Scorer from the penalty spot last weekend. A little wasteful from Gibson. His execution, and he offers a handed apology to players in front of him as well as Coach Aliti. Brett Cornwall, longest serving of the Spirit players, lifter of the Waratah Cup in 2022. He'd love a league title to go with it. You hear the commentary there from David Perkovic, asking Jamie Paszewski, really the starter of all their play going forward, to relax a little. It's not on from Cyrus Demi. Ball was starting from an offside position. It's the hand in question to Josh Isa, the assistant on the near side. In fact, it was Cyrus Demi who started in an offside position. I know Aliti vocal as always, but he's got a bigger smile on his face probably than any other stage during his tenure over the last couple of months. Olympic really have played some stunning stuff. Exception was a loss a couple of weeks ago against Mount Druitt Rangers, which came as a shock, but the recovery last week was quite superb. Perez knocking that ball over the top. Zoricic happy to watch it into the corner. Takami saves it from going behind. He says it'll be a throw. Spirit love to push numbers up the pitch in this sort of situation. Look at them swarming around the ball. Zoricic looks to go long over the top of it all. Cornwall winning the initial header. Clark mishitting the clearance. Donachie not really dealing with it. Perez just bumping it through a forest of bodies, and from the cool, clean play, the early stages in this game, Spirit showing they're happy to just batter the ball towards the goal when it's needed. So many strings to their bow, including this nicely developing move down the right. So Fuka is at the edge of the box, and is whiskers away from opening the scoring. Spoke to you a moment ago about Ollie Wiggin and the impetus he's provided. Moments like that show you exactly why. Takumi Fuka is often the provider, nearly the finisher. Setting up their press, and you'll see them converge upon Olympic as they look to play out. You can hear the reaction when they don't let them. Feature of their play since the start of the year. They've been more proactive, keener to play with the football than during their first two seasons in the competition. It's not to say they couldn't do it. They've been able to do it more consistently against better and better opposition. It's been a credit to the development they've undergone under David Perkovic. Evolution of this football team. He's trying to show their best as well. Fuchs is down the left, and he's darting to the byline. He might have threatened to take it all the way himself. Mid-season signing from the Edgeworth Eagles, tied them all the way to a grand final in the Northern New South Wales NPL. His teammates with this man, Seth Clark, a year ago. The link up here to release Connor O'Toole down the left. Cornwall there at the front post to make sure it didn't go any further, but it'll be an Olympic corner. This was a revelation, moving to Australia from his native New Zealand. Scored more than a goal a game for Edgeworth a season ago, was a top scorer in the competition for that same club when departing to come further south down to Sydney. He's made a bright start here as well, and he got his head onto that ball, nodding it just over Marx's crossbar. Would have been a third goal in his fifth appearance in blue and white. 2, and now 3 of those appearances have been starts. His first goal came off the bench. Greg Cornwall's having words with Ten Kwol. I'm not quite sure what's about. The challenge looked pretty fair. Eric Saba thought so. Spirit skipper has certainly felt its effects though. Makes his way slowly over to take the throw. With 400 appearances for Spirit FC, easily there. All-time leader in that statistic, Grant Cornwall. Seth Clark winning the ball back in midfield for Olympic. Impression he's made in his first season. He's not quite able to measure the passes he would have liked. Coming into the evening, sitting 3 points clear of Apia Leichhardt after their defeat of Marconi a week ago. Played all their close chasers now. The highest placed of their opponents over the final month of the season. George FC, Wolves, the Mariners and Mount Druitt. Their final 4 fixtures. So 3 points here, even more crucial. Perez is trying to catch Gibson out, and he was so close to doing it. Off the post, off the goalkeeper and away. A little bit of luck falling in Olympic's favour before Gordon puts his boot through the ball and clears the danger. More ingenuity from Jordan Perez. Twice he has scored this season. Twice it's been from dead ball situations. And twice it has caught goalkeepers with their wits not quite about them. Really repeated the trick from open play there. Olympic can come with a response. They've seemed to every time Spirit have had a half-decent opportunity this evening. And Michael Harkis has won his side a free kick in a dangerous area. Gusts of wind. That's coming through the effects mics at home. Jack Armson set to be entrusted with a set piece. Spirit will keep their high line. Seen this all year as well. Just one in the wall to Kimi Afuka. Other Olympic players matched up on. It's towards Gordon, who climbed highest but was using his opponents to help with him his jump. A little bit of extra propulsion off the turf. Might have been an argument he started in a bit of an offside position as well. Wasn't flagged. Now blowing strongly across the pitch, right on the eastern side of the field, the one you're looking at. Commentary position on the western side of Christie Park. For Olympic, a big fixture as well because they hold a 3-point buffer themselves from. In fact, they were level on points with Sydney United coming into the game this evening. That 3-point deduction. Sydney United's big game tomorrow against St George FC. Out at the Sydney United Sports Centre. Shevsky. To sit off when Spirit have the ball, and Kwol is actually the furthest forward supporting Cyrus Nemi at this stage. Armson and Clark, the screeners, managed to play through them there nicely, and Jordan Perez is in a good shooting position. Struck it straight at Gibson. Gordon's cover meant the angle was closed off somewhat. Did well the left wing back to get anything away, but it's the second time he's found himself in a pretty dangerous position, Jordan Perez. Return to the side. He's had patellar tendon surgery earlier in the season. It's well and truly back to full fitness. Lucevic on the edge of the box for Spirit. Mafuka with time to sum up his options. What, he's flying across the block. Akubo gets a second bite. And again, it's straight at Jack Gibson. It's Olympic with the best of the early exchanges. Spirits have well and truly got themselves back in level terms, although a little slip from Cornwall there, and Tenquol can lay it back for Varkis. What a chance that was for Sydney Olympic to take the lead. Spirit not happy. Cornwall again appealing to the referee. Managed to make contact with the ball. Tenquol just created the opportunity by keeping his feet. Windy conditions have got defenders not quite sure of themselves at the moment. It's up in the air like that's so difficult to deal with, particularly with the physical presence that Olympic hold up front from Demi and Quall. Desperate defending from Lucevic, and the decision goes Olympic's way. Olympic with a markedly trickier run home than Spirit. Still Rockdale and Apia to come in their final four fixtures. This game against another one of their old rivals in Sydney United. They need to be competitive in every game. It does feel as though Olympic play to the level of their opposition at different times. If that is the case, they're able to maintain that level with the opposition that they've got over the next month, then they will be able to pitch some results. Making a good fist of it early here. So Tools ball too close to Chris Marks. Spirit perspective, not dissimilar to the way the game against Marconi started a week ago. So they were probably a little bit more confident and comfortable with the ball at their feet. They're still creating enough. Every time they get forward, they look threatening. With the exception of Ollie Wiggins' touch there, which even he couldn't reel in. Warren Tools got a task on his hands there, so it's back to lend a helping hand with Spirit's right wing back. Forced to go low through the winds rather than hoist it up in the air. To the advantage of Spirit FC, who've won the free kick. Over this run of 6 straight wins, Spirits have not conceded first in a game. Even the last game they lost, they led by 2-0 before St George City mounted a late comeback, and they're going to take the lead again here. Afuka's done it, tucks it in the corner expertly. He is so deadly, it only takes a moment. And Spirit, who have not been at their best, have still taken the lead. More gorgeous interplay down the left. It let Takumi Afuka with only the goalkeeper to beat on the tightest of angles. And he's threaded the eye of the needle to give Spirit another lead at home. Just shy of the half-hour mark. With conditions the way they are, Spirit will be so delighted with that. Goals likely to be more at a premium than has been the case over the past few weeks. The quality of this Olympic defence Seth Clark giving the ball away there is not going to help under pressure from Conestabile. Not to try and recover. Andre Takami, coolest of all the Spirit players. Mid-season signing. Has come in and just added a measure of calm and quality to the centre of their midfield. Still only 23. He's an experience beyond his years. Pace of Conestabile was too much for James Donachie there. Spinning on the edge of the area. This is what Spirit have been so good at over the last couple of weeks, is just battering their opposition into submission when they're given first blood. They're not ones to let their foot off the pedal. The juniors have made some memories. They're away to our right again. It's chilly Saturday night. Cheering their team on as Perez and Frankie Lucevic discuss the taker of this free kick. There's only going to be one option though, given his recent form, and it nearly fell to Frankie Lucevic through the centre of midfield. Well, to Ewan Kubo actually, who was closest to that ball. Almost swung a back heel at it. Wigan keeping the pressure on the Olympic defence. Donachie confident in his clearance. He's hoisting that high into the air, almost above the lights. Shevsky timing his step into midfield to perfection. And sliding it forward to the goal scorer, Afuka. 11th league strike of the season. Former Wollongong Wolf. Shevsky. The Olympic have caught that goal. You wonder just what the plan will be from them now. Going to have to come out of their shape somewhat. Not going to be allowed to play in transition as much as they might have liked. Ewan Kubo dancing through Olympic defenders like they were witches' hats, managing to skirt along the sideline. Gave Grant Cornwall the chance to play down the right, and he's just muscled his way through the Olympic defence. Afuka with Perez wide of him. Pass with a little more weight than he would have liked, but the crossing opportunity is still there, and Cornwall makes the connection and follows up as well. Gibson falls on it gratefully. After Olympic having the early ascendancy in this game, Spirit have put their foot down. Said no more of that, thank you very much. We mentioned an unchanged starting lineup for David Perkovic this evening, but Corey Kavanagh is back on the bench. That ball was swung over the top of Martin's crossbar. Close attention from Nicholas. Feeling Qual didn't make the connection he was looking for. He's had an injury-affected season. Run out between May and June, tried to make his way back in, but stunted again. Hence the signing of Andre Takami, he's really taken his position in the centre of midfield. Perez bending that in towards a Kubo. What a save from Gibson. Superb reactions from the Olympic goalkeeper. Still the danger not clear though. As Wigan danced his way towards the byline, the cross was blocked. That is one of the saves of the season from Gibson. So sharp was the strike from Akubo. Spirit really are in full stride now in terms of their interplay and their movement off the ball. It's so clean and tidy. Difficult to stay with. Armson did well to get back and get a foot in. Haliti driving his side on. Conversation with Zach Zoricic on the near side. You see him running out of frame there. That's to talk to his head coach. Zoricic has been one of the bright spots for Sydney Olympic this year. Even when their form was dropping through the middle of the season, he still seemed to be raising his game to another level. It's so handy as a player who can get forward and add a bit more to their attack from right full back. Gibson competing against the wind. Zoricic goes down under the challenge. He was never going to make a play for the ball though. Happy to launch the ball out of danger. Cornwall back towards Perez. Zoricic flattens him. I think this might be the first card out of the pocket tonight. So Kimi Afuka, not the most antagonistic of players. Just over to have a word. Perez got his body in front, and Zach Zoricic was keen that he wasn't going any further. First booking of the night. 10 minutes to go until the break. We had the best of the early exchanges. Spirit have wrestled back the momentum and took the lead through to Kimi Afuka. Only a very good save from Jack Gibson after Yua Kubo's shot at goal. It's kept the lead at 1. And continuing to sweep across Christie Park. There's been a couple of moments like that for Spirit coming out of their own ends. Teng Kuol, his athleticism and his ability to read the game. It's not giving Jamie Plaszewski quite as much time as he'd like, playing out from the back. The ball's dabbed back towards Chris Marks that he's almost made something of. Spirit have got to have their wits about them. 4-0 advantage. Control of the game for the most part. The last thing they need is a sloppy mistake like that to turn the tide. Cornwall aware of that, so just launches it forward. Donachie nods it back. Demi allowed to turn. Zoricic. His radar tonight. Been very wayward. Such high standards for himself with Kiwi. Quite found the tempo of this one. It's agreeable. Games recently. Vikings turned up a good chance, probably Olympics best of this first half. Fired over on 10 minutes. In the periphery of the game since. Ball back by Plaszewski again. There's space for Conestobo. Olympic stripped of numbers in midfield. Thompson and Clark doing enough just to slow Conestobo. Attack goes to Wigan on the right, darting in on his left foot. The 1-2 was overhit from Conestobo. Jack Armson trying to drive his team on. The words of encouragement. Arms outstretched. Second best in the first half of Olympic. It's not been by a ferocious margin. It's just been enough, but not quite been in the game. In terms of the chances created, quite as they would have liked. So Rain rejoins us here. taking his time over the throw. Spirit look as though they put the cue in the rack a little. Need to wait on half-time. Their nerves have got to them a little bit, given Tenkwall the attention he's been providing on their back line. Ollie Wiggins not worried about that. He's just darting forward. Connor Starbo searching for Perez at the back post. Slightly overhit. Turn to look a little bit iffy playing out of their own end. Donachie judging the switch well enough. Zoric's just lobbing it out of trouble. Marcus with his back to goal. Nicholas in close attention. Beginning to match the scrappiness of the weather. Two teams fighting for plenty tonight. Olympic for their spot in the top 6 and finals football. Spirit for a first ever top flight premiership. Olympic know what that feels like. They won it as recently as 2022. Donachie again being asked to play out in a tight area, and Perez is trying to release Connor Starbo. Got to him eventually, skips off the turf into the grateful arms of Jack Gibson again. Seen both sides of Spirit in this first half. The one with the ball, asking questions of the defence with it, quick movement and passing. And the one without it, that wants to lure the opposition into traps, playing out of their own ends, and then move the ball as quickly forward as possible. And it both over the course of a 10 or 15 minute span in this first half. I think I've answered the question pretty well for the most part. Jack Armson losing out there, felt he should have had a free kick as well. Wasn't forthcoming, and Jordan Perez has continued his little jaunt down the left. Cross towards Connor Starbo, whose touch let him down. And now Tenkwall has stolen a march on Pachevsky. Cornwall over in cover. And he really flirts forward for him. Wider for Demi. Varkis can line up his options, and Marks has a bit more catching practice. A few of those from Olympic. Crosses has just been too close to the Spirit goalkeeper. Apologies if you've heard the expletives through the microphone, but Elite's message was loud and clear. Just under 5 minutes to go in this first half. Just twisted and turned, as it has so often seemed to this year. Resulted in a Spirit lead going into the break. Thinking Gordon perhaps a little fortunate that he didn't get a touch on that. Games kicking off concurrently as well tonight. RPL Leichhardt and Manly United have just kicked off down at Lambert Park, 0-0 after 13 minutes. That's of particular interest to Spirit supporters. RPL their closest chasers coming into tonight. Gustavo to fight at Seth Clark's heels. Clark. Demi. Looking as deep as I've seen him do this season, and it really is giving Olympic an outlet to turn through Spirit's midfield. Well marshalled at the back though, and that final pass, which has been their Achilles heel at times over the course of 2025, rearing its head a little. Spirit not comfortable, but in control. Lucevic spinning away from Armson. Looking to open up the pitch. Wigan, green grass in front of him down the right. A bit of the dancing feet. Cross blocked well though by Fitz. Actually seen a lot more action in his defensive half than he probably would have liked this evening. Decent ball towards Akubo. Got over the top of Gordon as well, and Zoricic with a half-post clear. Barkley's trying to run it out of trouble and picks up a referee's whistle. Give Olympic a helping hand. Setting off Spirit's pressure. I mentioned at the Spirit bench, 11 Oliti is looking to his a little more quickly. He's not afraid of a half-time substitute. And Parkhouse is there. Shown glimpses of his younger self this season. Fuka on the left. Lucevic with the overlapping run. Across. Reflected the unfamiliar position for the American. So there, Bailey Callahan, who's been a regular substitute. Josh Hong, who has a measure of ball-playing ability. Sam Bosniak, the path of balls player. Another of a host that Malamo Oliti boasts in his squads. So a bit of interplay on the edge of the area for Gustavo, and then it fell for number 10. Well, Andre Takami, in fact, stepping onto that right at the edge of the box. Fired a little wildly. It's really been the extent of the chances, with the exception of Iwakubo's strike, which forced a very good save from Jack Gibson since Takumi Afuka's goal. Chances have been few and far between for Sydney Olympic since the opening quarter of an hour. They did put a fair bit of pressure on Spirit's back line. Searching for Codestavo. Gordon stretching all the way, got a toe to it. And Kubo can recycle the scraps. His Japanese counterpart, who's full of confidence. Takami with another shooting opportunity, and again fires wide. Couple of chances in a couple of moments. Still yet to get off the mark in Spirit colours in a goal-scoring sense. Andre Takami. We've added a nice little buffer for Spirit FC going into the break. No such luck to this point. Eric Saba brings the first half to a close. Sydney Olympic were right out of the blocks. Put Spirit under a fair bit of pressure, but as they so often have this season, Spirit managed to get off the mark first on the score sheet. Takumi Afuka with his 11th goal of the season from a tight angle when one-on-one with Gibson, who followed that up with a very sharp save from Akubo. Without him, it might have been a second for Spirit and a deep, deep hole for Olympic. Not to be, though, as the teams head to the sheds on a rainy, windy evening in Sydney's north. The scoreline reads Spirit FC 1, Sydney Olympic 0. How are you, Damo? Me too. Even with this, it's just blowing, man. It's a challenge. Proper football, right? That's why we love it. Yeah. That's why we love it. Welcome back to a wet and wild Christie Park. The second half about to get underway. This round 26 encounter. First place Spirit facing sixth place Olympic. And we have a half-time change for the visitors, who trail by a goal to nil at half-time thanks to Takumi Ifuka's gorgeous finish on a tight angle. It's the experience of Adam Parkhouse. It's been brought on for Michael Vakis. Like-for-like substitution. In some sense, he'll take up the same position, but the left footer playing off the right, will that provide the cutting edge that Olympic are looking for to get themselves back in this game? The wind has stayed with us. The rain has thankfully departed for now. Expected to sweep back into action at some stage during this second half. Spirit won't care about that as long as they can hold on to this lead. Give them a 6-point buffer out of the finish of RB Leichhardt's clash with Manly United, which has kicked off as well. An update on the scoreline from that in just a moment. Spirit found their flow in the first half after a slow start. Olympic managed to put them under the pump somewhat. This marks forced into catches at the edge of his 6-yard area, more than saves from shots, but started brightly again here at the start of the second stanza. Sydney Olympic chasing their own spot in the top 6. Give themselves an opportunity at championship glory next month. Donachie slides in to nick the ball off of Kubo. No harm done, said the referee Eric Saba. So we play on for now. Title race that has twisted and turned. Suitable that we have a wild and woolly night, which Spirit can play as favourites for that premiership. Seen off the attentions of Marconi and Rockdale convincingly over the last 2 weeks. They'll run away with this one again, or Olympic going to push them right till the finish. Maybe you're watching around the world to the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Very warm welcome, Alex Molchanoff along with you for this big evening of action. 45 minutes that had us thoroughly engaged. The second half has started in the same manner. Adam Parkhouse off the bench is having his say already, along with Seth Clark. Not his brightest first half, but still keen to get on the ball and try and dictate things for the visitors. Olympic have never been beaten by Spirit across 90 minutes. Twice they've claimed draws against them. Went on to win an Australia Cup tie last year in extra time. Ended up getting to the round of 32. Beaten here by Melbourne Victory. Famous night for that football club. Or for this football club, I should say. These final 5 rounds could be a very long and happy chapter in the Spirit history books, if they can hold their nerve. Fuka with a rare misplaced pass straight to the feet of Connor O'Toole. Gordon and now Zoricic. He's happy to run with the football. And ran into the firm figure of Andre Takami. Perez doing the clearing there for Spirit. Actually had a couple of chances of his own during the first half. Goal scorer here a couple of weeks ago against Rockdale Illinden. His first since returning from patellar tendon surgery. Suburbs just stopped play here. The state of the ball is being called into question. Quite pumped at a gorgeous touch. The Olympic staff down in the technical area. Play restarted with a drop ball. A fully inflated ball for the two sides to contest. Jack Gibson pulled off a very fine stop from Ua Kubo. He might be one of the saves of the season when all is said and done. Kept Olympic right in the heart of this contest. 2 goals down would have been a long way back. Spirit don't give up goals too freely. Defence second only to Marconi's in its stinginess across 2025. Drawing a whistle. Attention a little too close from Michael Conestabro. looking more confident to start this second half. Linking up nicely with Ten Qual and brought to the turf by Frankie Luzovic, who was hot in pursuit. Governor Aliti thought a yellow card was adequate punishment. Like Sanchez Cruz is over just to tide him over a little. That scoreline, which we promised you from Lambert Park, has arrived. Raphael Leichhardt leading by a 0-0 against Manly United. That Spirit holding on here, all that more important. 10 minutes to go in the first half over there. The set piece to defend in a dangerous area. Ziggy Gordon offside from these situations in the first half. Parkhouse is walking away, so Ten Qual standing over the football with almost 2.5 in the wall for Chris Marks. Ball towards the near post and eventually cleared away by Yua Kubo. He's always happy to lend a hand in his defensive penalty area when it's required. Olympics starting as they finish the first half with a majority of possession. To create a meaningful chance with it though. Tool bundles over Michael Conestavo. Lends a hand in half apology. Conestavo will be more than happy with the free kick. Just to take some sting out of Olympic start to the second half. As well in the first half, Olympics' outstanding record against teams on top of the table over the past couple of seasons. Both Rockdale and Marconi falling at crucial points in their season. Rockdale a year ago, Marconi only a month or two ago. Gorgeous ball in, and a Fuka. The technically proficient player could make something of that ball in from Ollie Wiggin. Struck it sweetly, but a little too high to worry Jack Gibson on that occasion. Well, Leite was firm in his words to the players on the pitch during the first half. He seems to be rather more pleased with what he's seen to start the second. Gibson getting plenty of distance on that one. He's carried Spirit's penalty area. And Ollie Wiggin almost gave himself up there, I think. Eric Sabo was ready to award the throw in Spirit's favour. Correctly changed his decision. Continuing his run forwards. Enough pressure on Cornwall to wasn't too much distance on the clearance. Still plenty of time for twists and turns in this one. Olympic have started their second half really well, and Zoricic could give them some payoff. The deflection falls for Parkhouse. To his less favoured right foot, did enough to win the corner. Spirit throw everybody back, all 11 inside their defensive penalty area, waiting for Parkhouse's corner, which is not a bad one. Paszewski stooping to clear. Clark still trying to take it up. Qual trying to bully his way through. Held up by Paszewski. Zoricic with a long ball. It's a dangerous one towards Gordon and Fürth, and the offside flag was up on the far side. Spirit's so disciplined in the way they push out of their defensive half in situations like that. Spirit, the story of this season, whether they win the premiership or not, nobody expected them to be on top of the table this late in the season. Funny writing them off even earlier in the year when they started on that 9-game unbeaten run. When the loss eventually came, there was a feeling around the competition that could be the end of that. They have proven the doubters on more than one count. Into the Premiership, which would better the fairy tale of the 2022 Waratah Cup, but only if they can defend this, and Chris Marks getting a very key fingertip to that. Beats it away so solidly that it didn't even go behind for a corner. Out for a throw, Zach Zoricic firing through a forest of bodies. Olympic have got the bit between their teeth at the moment. Clark right at the heart of things. It always seems to be when Olympic are going well. Ooh, that was a nasty little challenge on Conestabo. Picked up by the referee. Swinging over the top of the football. Conestabo, one of the more foul players across the competition. Took his legs. Mark's happy to go the no-nonsense option. Particularly impressed David Perkovic. He's still calling for his team to play out with assertiveness and turn the tide of the contest back their way, because Olympic are creating the better of the opportunities at the moment, certainly controlling the majority of play. It's in a foot race with Grant Cornwall. He was second to the ball, but he won the throw. Clark, all over his foot. Demi allowed to turn. Conestabo got a foot in. Last touch was off the Spirit defender. Both teams unhappy. Olympic thought they might have had a free kick. They'll be happy enough with a corner. Spirit in disbelief that the referee has pointed to the corner rather than the 6-yard box for a goal kick. Potential talking point if Olympic can score from this corner. It's always been their favourite situation to defend across the season, Spirit FC. Olympic will be searching for the likes of Ziggy Gordon and James Donachie. This deep swerving towards Marks, who only punched. It's in a dangerous area and it's stuck in. 10 Qual climbing high, and Olympic get their just rewards for a brilliant start to this second half. The wind playing its part. It swirled too deep for Marks to catch. Not enough distance on the punch. And 10 Qual scores in back-to-back weeks. This goal could be just as important as his penalty a week ago as well. 1-1. Spirit, who just taken their foot off the gas. We said that was something they've been so impressive in doing, keeping the level of intensity up. Can they strike straight back here? And Takami's there. O'Toole, or Donachie in fact, getting across in the nick of time. A 7th goal of the season for 10 Qual. Proved his goal scoring threat time and time again. Even from his midfield position, he's been playing a bit higher this evening. Right up next to Cyrus Demi, leading the press. But it's a set piece situation. It brings the goal for Olympic. There is a question mark about Spirit's defence. It's in those situations. Marks might feel he could have done a little bit better with the cross as well. Not an easy situation for the goalkeeper by any stretch. This wind howling across Christie Park tonight. So the attacker going to have to get back in their groove. Lots of questions of Olympics defence again. Tribe, their juniors steering away to the right, trying to instill some more confidence in their team. team on. Cyrus Demi is stuck the wrong side of the defence, and Nicholas had to get his boot to that. Wigan faded a little to the periphery. This is where Spirit play their best stuff. Off of Kubo to Lucevic. Fuka, always the threat. Lovely switch for Conestabo. Can he steal a yard and get a shot away? Does. Gibson standing tall, beating the ball into the ground, but was fired into his near post. Ball showing the cool and the calm, the composure to go with the athleticism and the attacking ability. Brothers Darang and Alu, professional careers, known very much for their goal scoring. Tang a bit more of an all-rounder. As we mentioned, who knows how to find himself on the end of things. A measure of opportunism in his game as well. Players struggling to get the ball onto the other side of the field at the moment, such as the strength of the wind. Bringing the ball to this near side. A good view. It's not particularly conducive to free-flowing football. Spirit decide to keep it on the ground. That would be best advised at the minute. Donachie stepping in at a good moment again. Say the same of Cornwall. Wigan. Shoots his attention enough to drive him out of play. Moments coming and going for Spirits. There's a desperation that's starting to creep into this game from both sides. Takami with space to turn. And a Fuka central without too much attention. Good piece of defending from Armson. Coming across in cover. Just give it a little touch. The whistle you heard was from the ground behind us here at Christie Park. Another of the plays for Hornsby senior matches taking place on Christie Park number 2 tonight. Wigan. Foods, who's been so full of running and energy and enthusiasm. Known for his goal scoring exploits, but such a hard worker he's showing us in his New South Wales career, in his southern New South Wales career. Just finding its way over the sideline. Lucevic had to be careful there. That's getting a little bit of a let-off help from the referee. Nicholas carrying it forward for Spirit. Their brightest across the year. Has barely missed a minute. One of the first names on the team sheet for David Perkovic. So the same with Lucevic when he's available. And Wiggins in a green pasture. Quickly closed down by Feuds, but it's not really his go. The one-on-one defending. Right there to lend a hand. The 2 Old Edgeworth Eagles. 2 Kiwis together again. Conestabo has gone down. Waiting to see if he'll receive some treatment. The physio called on just to check on the welfare of Spirits number 10. Robino Halitis holding an impromptu team talk with the goal scorer Ting Kwok and with Seth Clark. Cornwall and Frankie Lucevic are doing similar in the Spirit technical area. Starbows being Spirit's first thought at the moment, though. So lively again tonight. The bumps and the bruises. His way off. Pretty lively manner. Suggests to me he'll be back with us very shortly. O'Toole gets it restarted from the throw. Played in there from Spirit. Cornwall firing it upfield, and Kami winning the ball back off O'Toole. Waited for the right time to play in Wigan. Strikes it low towards Clark. Well positioned to block. Jutes. Turnovers galore from both teams at the moment. Come right out of the best passages of play. It's turned into a real scrap. So much on the line, you can understand why. It's the team that finds their heads, keeps their heads best, will win the match. Fuchs is off the shoulder, and Marks is a long way out of his goal. Graham Fuchs, he's got there square for Demi, who was stretching and couldn't find a way to stick it home. There was a coming together amongst all that between Wigan and Quoll. Some afters, you can hear the two coaches having their opinions on that. Fourth official Blake Sanchez-Cruz, and now the referee Eric Saba is going to get out a yellow card for Quoll. His late challenge on Wigan. Quoll was arguing that he might have had the free kick first. The retaliation didn't help though. Still he and Wigan sharing words. Feeling has emerged in this game. Can restore the calm first. Quarter of the game to go. Spirit took the lead through Takumi Afuka in the first half. Olympic answered 10 minutes into the second through Quoll, who've scored in back-to-back weeks. Wigan down the right. Raised off by O'Toole. They've dealt with him well tonight, Olympic. Quoll with clever feet and a vision to find Clark. A lot of yellow shirts. Good ball from Donachie. And Demi again has found that gap between defence and midfield. Past Paszewski, who brought him down without getting too much of the ball and wasn't too keen on Demi returning to his feet to take it quickly. Paszewski's gone into the book amongst all that. Much like the start of the game, it's happening at a mile a minute. Connor O'Toole is over to the touchline having a conversation with the fourth official. Focus just to add a helping hand to this team who are about to attack another set piece. Wind is blowing right back into Jack Arms's face. He's going to have to put some serious power on this, more than he usually would from about 30 yards out. Plenty in there to aim for us. The wind just died down a moment, and there's the touch onto the post from Donachie. An Olympic were that close to taking the lead. Gorgeous delivery from Armson, through the elements, through the air. Spirit defence not in attendance, and Donachie nearly made them pay. Would have been his first goal in Olympic colours. What a big one it might have been as well. Jutes has already got two. Demi's taken down under the challenge from Paszewski, who's just been booked, and that is the point being made to Eric Saba by the Olympic players. So that might be last chance saloon, is it? Or is that it? That yellow card apportioned to someone else earlier. The yellow card was pulled out of the pocket from Eric Saba. Yellow card there must have gone to another one of the Spirit players. Jamie Blaszewski is now in the referee's notebook. Right, a committee of Olympic strikers around the ball, and plenty of those proficient with the dead ball. Parkhouse and Demi and Quol, 4 in the wall for marks. Is this the big moment? Demi didn't get the width he was looking for. Ironic cheers from the Spirit supporters. They're a hearty bunch. They've weathered the elements. Still full of voice with their team. A goal up and pegged back. Come on, we're up! Blaszewski over the top of Demi. They're almost tied at the hip, those two at the minute. So the same of Cole and Wigan, who goes down under the challenge. Olympics' intensity is giving them more and more opportunity in this second half. They've had the better of it. Zoricic, as is so often the case for Labrador Heliti's team, they need to find a result on the scoreboard. That has been the missing piece. James Donachie has struck the post for them in this second half. Ten Quol read Chris Marks's punch from a corner best 10 minutes into this second half. A stretching challenge from Takami. Jarmson got the effects of. His team have got the football though, continuing to play without him. Poor turnover from Clark. First time I've said that tonight. Energy is there to make sure he wins his team the throw though. Compliments to Seth Clark and just how fit he is. Does not stop across 90 minutes. Continuing to howl and actually playing to Olympics' favour. Seems to be coming from our right now. Might just help this ball into the penalty area a bit. Got onto Demi's head, away by Cornwall. Parkhouse back for Cyrus Demi. Hero for a different Olympic. FC up in Queensland so often. And his time up there. Pull out some more heroics here this evening. Zoricic playing the ball a little blind. Sting goes out of the attack. Spirit survive another raid. To hold on to top spot tonight. It's under threat if they can't find a winner here in the final 17 minutes or so. Olympic leading, or Apia rather, leading by a goal to 0 at Lambert Park against Manly United at half-time. Could get worse for Spirit. They caught the second here, Foots straight at Marks. Filled it cleanly, but he was in behind it. Saw it all the way. Allowed to travel out of his own half without too much danger for the first time. Connor Starbo had got the wrong side of O'Toole. Ball passed behind him. For Olympic, this result would take them a point clear of Sydney United in the race for finals ahead of Sydney United's clash with St George tomorrow. They could run out with all 3 points. It really would put them in good stead. For 6 spot on goal difference at the moment, plus 11 to United's minus 4. Without a win in 5 in league football. These two meeting in a couple of weeks' time. Could be an all-important clash. Olympic would love to go there with all 3 Nothing come their way here. That ball swerving away from Donahue. Couldn't even get his toe to it that time. They've got to be careful of that ball left in behind him from those set pieces, though. Gives them a bit of danger. So the same of Olympics defence as Takami breaks down the right. Gorgeous ball for Akubo. Here's the chance for Spirit. Good defending from Gordon. Conestavo, again Gordon. Appeals for handball, waved away. Still the danger not clear. Stretching clearance from Zoricic. The Olympic support just held their breath. Spirit have the numbers. Perez. Fuka trying to measure his cross. It was away from Akubo. It fell for Luzovic. Again, Olympic just defending doggedly, throwing bodies in front of the ball. And now looking to break through Parkhouse. He reckons he might have the beating of Nicholas. He goes inside him now, looking for that left foot. Brilliant one-on-one defending from Spirit's number 13. And now it's turning into a game of basketball. Fuka. His turn to go at Zoricic. Wonder who this favours. Both teams can find a goal in open play. Like it's unfolded now. You wonder if a bit of weariness is going into the legs of the midfielders as well. Akubo, Fuka. Poked away. Wide for Takami. And Fuka's touch let him down at the vital moment. He who got the scoring started this evening. His strike on 22 minutes gave Spirit the lead. He's got plenty capable of being the hero. This has been the case so often this year. Will it be an unlikely name? A moment of magic or an error could decide it now. We enter the final quarter of an hour. Whatever stoppage time is added on. Too dogged in his chase of that ball. Bundles over Connor O'Toole. So a double change for David Perkovic. The return of Corey Kavanagh. Should be a happy sight for Spirit support. He takes the place of Frankie Luzovic in the centre of midfield. Take Alawalia to take Ollie Wiggins' spot at right wing back. Wind continues to howl across the pitch here at Christie Park. Going right into us again, and it's going to take the Spirit tent with it. But the looks of things, goodness me. Michael Conestavo said during the week there was a long way to go. He was too right about that. 5 games of football. There's a lot can occur. There have already been so many twists in this title race. Trying to play out. We haven't seen too much of that in the second half. It's just been heaving the ball forward through this swirling wind. Loose pass across field from Jordan Perez, or from Simon Nicholas, I should say. Boots and Demi's been so full of endeavour, just left it behind. Kavanagh getting a key toe to that one. Kavanagh was taken out by Thompson as he looked to follow through there. Chance for Conestavo to run. Alawalia with his first touch since coming on. It's not a bad one. Gordon read it best. Alawalia and Conestavo, and fall through the back of Conestavo. No foul seen there by referee Saba. Play continues. Kavanagh. Donahue with a misdirected clearance that trickles behind for a direct corner. many will spirit throw forward. Alawalia standing right on the toes of Jack Gibson with Connor O'Toole right up his backside. Oh, it was a good header from Cornwall as well. Just found enough air to clear the crossbar. Cannot take your eyes off this one at the moment. So much at stake for both sides. Both technical areas up and about, urging their sides on. Gibson right on the byline. Fitz kept it in. Kubo misjudging it in the winds. Clark and Kavanagh playing a game between themselves. Locked up towards Demi, who just bumbles over Cornwall. Kavanagh, winning his first game in more than a month. Gorgeous ball for Alawalia. Cross was dangerous, it's still alive. Perez couldn't direct it on target. Thrust it across the face of goal. Alawalia racing to keep it alive and winning inside the corner. Off his opposite number, Fute. Chidiac placing the ball for Jordan Perez. Jack Gibson barking instructions at the players in front of him. Wind at the moment will hold this ball up. And Alawalia is going to get a talking to. He really is making a point of backing into Jack Gibson, who was less than satisfied with the treatment he's receiving. That's all goes on for now. Kavanagh providing the short option. Perez goes near post. Demi with an acrobatic clearance. Threw in a forward roll at the end of it all, and now down again is Michael Conestabo, and this time there is, no, it's not Conestabo. Sorry. Plenty of wrestling and coming together. Jamie Kashevsky is down the Sydney Olympic area. Just gives us time for one more deep breath as we head into the closing stages. It's just got the air of a game which will have a winner. It proved not to be the case, but it's got that sort of vibe in the air at the moment. Chidiac is being put through his paces rather vigorously. Olympic has still only made the one change. It was Adam Parkhouse for Michael Vakis at half time, and he's had some sort of influence. Adam Parkhouse is coming on. He's added a layer of thrust to Olympic's attack. Shevsky making his way off playing Jack Gibson's goal. Really doesn't look in a great way. Watching a hand or a wrist. Be able to see out the final 6 minutes or so. Shevsky making his way back to halfway to get involved in the place. Rather wasteful from the throw in. It's always going to be the question, how would they respond after those two massive emotional highs over the last couple of weeks against Rockdale and Marconi? They looked unbeatable on those two occasions, but the intensity and the energy they were playing with, the fluency in attack, was it sustainable? So tonight, in these tricky conditions, against an opponent who are full of confidence himself, he's just not able to time his run. He looks a threat, doesn't he? So much pace. Really ask the question of of Spirit's backline all evening.
Come on, Zane.
Kavanagh.
Zane.
His first game since clash with Sydney United at the Sydney United Sports Centre, which Spirit won by 2-0. It's over a month ago. Zoricic has misjudged that. Wondered if it might be an error that led to the goal. Perez's ball was an error in itself. Never looked like reaching anyone in yellow. Parkhouse might be able to get down the other end. Kavanagh. The leader's challenge. What he's become at Spirit FC. Ian Cornwall, the two born and bred here. Through the grades. Kavanagh a decades, Cornwall's junior. Similarity their stories is marked. Kavanagh in the back of bigger Demi. Throw in only for Sydney Olympic. 4 minutes to go. Ball is allowed to turn. For the ricochet, ended up at the feet of Clark. Tool for Feuds. Clark again, Connor Stubbo still full of running, as is Afuka. Lending hands defensively. Saw 1-2 between Clark and O'Toole though. Find the delivery, there's plenty of timber to aim for, it went along the ground. Clark's picked it up like he was doing his gardening Saturday afternoon. Kavanagh. The ball that David Perkovic wanted, and Michael Conestabbo timed his run. Alawali is at the edge of the box waiting for it. He let it evade him. Donachie there to tidy up. Eventually struck the ball away. After a moment's hesitation. Rapia still leading by 1-0 against Manly. Half an hour to go there. The Wanderers have just kicked off against Rockdale at Wanderers Football Park. All these games available where you found this one on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. All with premiership implications tonight. Aluwalia. Owen Gibson, you saw the effect the wind had on that ball. Not simple for either goalkeeper. Swirling winds. Looked as though it was just going to hold up nicely, and then suddenly seemed to change direction. Game piece of goalkeeping. Takes his time over the clearance and hoists it high. Gives Spirit something to ponder in their back line. Marks is going to have to make some ground. Actually got there. To go. A draw will leave Spirit exposed in the title race. 3 points clear of Apia. The point will still be enough to keep them top tonight, but the gap will have shrunk significantly. Back to just a single point, if all results hold. Free kick's gone their way. Akubo being held back as he made the run forwards. And there's a late substitution coming for Spirit. Conestabbo's evening is over. Stumbling along somewhat. I'm sure he's fully fit. Bumps and bruises might have got the better of him. Harry Keys has added plenty of impetus. Got a very key first senior goal a few weeks back. And he's in to join the attack here. Labano Aliti marshalling the defence. Everybody behind the ball. Point enough for Olympic to be in a solid enough position at the home of the would-be premiers. Ball to the back post, off the crossbar. Alawalia keeps him alive. Keys with his first touch. Late heroics at Christie Park. It was their one last season. It might win them the premiership this year. Harry Keys spinning and volleying home. Another massive moment. significant chance of the second half, and they have taken it. A performance of premiers, is that what they're going to be?
Harry, it's worth it. Keep going, fella.
Unbelievable. Harry Keys with a moment he will never forget. Just his second senior goal, his first touch off the bench. I can hardly get it out. A wild night with a frantic finish. And Spirit just have stoppage time to hang on for now. 4 minutes. Indicated by Blake Sanchez Cruz, the fourth official. And Spirit being told to get on with it. The scoreboard's caught up with us. Lost in all the atmosphere as Demi went stretching for that one. That's his name to the referee's notebook. Spirit getting into some afters as well. It's kicking off a little bit. Demi's over that lender-handed apology. He was the one who took out the tackle. Spirit and Olympic players had found each other elsewhere.
Harry, just do it again.
It's a sort of script you'd make into a movie. Harry Keys with his first touch. Been brought on the pitch for that free kick. Was the ball ever going to find anyone else? It was a finish of athleticism, of awareness, of a fresh mind. A moment in a youngster's career before fill in with confidence to go on. And maybe just fill Spirit with the feeling it's their year. Amongst the wind at Christie Park, the cheer, the scenes after the goal, quite special. Still Jamie Paszewski is down receiving treatment. The challenge for Sorius Demi will be allowed to stay on because Demi was booked as well. Haliti is asking if this time he's going to be added on. Want his team to have a chance to answer again. They looked so close. They say who are pushing the harder. The majority of the second half. Set pieces that were causing Spirit some consternation. Still this treatment going on for Jamie Paszewski, so we're going to go beyond the allotted 4 minutes here. That just sucks some of the momentum out of Olympics chase though. So they've got themselves to blame. It was Demi's challenge that brought about all this. Paszewski was about to make his way off the field as well. So I've just reminded you, not necessary. He's going to be able to continue just for these closing moments. Fuka. Nice touch in the corner. Perez over the top. The chant from the Spirit supporters is blow the whistle. Robert Oliti might blow his top if that's the case. And Jordan Perez very close to a booking here because they really are faffing about getting this ball back into play. With what's on the line, you can understand it. Nicholas, giant all evening. Happy to scrap the ball forwards. It might be the first time that Spirit have beaten Olympic. As Kubo comes back for an offside position. Over 90 minutes. What a time to do it. And Ziggy Gordon, wearing the captain's armband, waves his team forward. No point being patient about it now. Everybody in one line, waiting for one touch to try and break the hearts of Spirit. Give Olympic something from this game. Gordon somehow managed to get his head on it. Away by Cornwall. Is that a telling last touch? Or is there one more roll of the dice?
Go!
Tool evades Afuka. Drives back into midfield. He tried to do it all himself. Ran into Takami. Gigantic again. He's dragged off it. There's no free kick. Kavanagh got something there. Eric Saber's letting them play, I'll say that much. Gibson into the air, but without real direction. And Perez's touch is enough to get it down the right end from a Spirit point of view. Gibson has another hoik, but the wind is really holding it up. Kavanagh wins the header. Olympic can't get out of their own end. Afuka. Well, one by Zoricic. Goes the direct route. Afuka's off the shoulder here. He's got him the wrong side of Nicholas and slides it into the side netting. Olympics one last chance. Rolls into the side of the net. Wide of Marks' goal. We go into a 7th minute of added time. Just his injury part of it. In Spirit's position, the story. It's Jake Chidiak that's ready for what will be the shortest of introductions. Takumi Afuka's goal, key again. It gave Spirit the lead in the first half. They weren't able to hold on to that, but it's going to be part of the difference. Time ticking down. Marks took every second available to him. Launches it over the touchline. And 8th minute of added time. Takami stayed down. He's going to stop play again. Pop a bump in there from Seth Clark. Takami rubbing at his chest. With
Come on, Spirit, finish the game.
talk of time wasting. Takami is back to his feet. Donachie has been hoisted forward as an auxiliary forward, and he just wrestles Keys to the ground. Chris Marks will be left to launch it long again. Eric Saber is adding on every second. He keeps on pointing to his watch. Gordon wants his keeper to come and get it. Actually had to scrap it clear himself. Perez got front position. Harry Keys, the hero for Spirit FC. The winner coming in the 92nd minute. His first touch off the bench. Labrador Elite side pushing the league leaders all the way. After Tenquil got their equaliser 10 minutes into the second half, but they couldn't quite keep pace. Takumi Afuka's sharp finish opened the scoring. Spirit looked fairly comfortable from there. Olympic huffed and puffed, got their way back into the game, but were undone by a late set piece of their hosts. So Spirit hang on to the 3-point buffer. Regardless of what happens between Apia and Manly United tonight, they've done it in thrilling fashion again. Not as comfortable as the last 2 weeks, but a moment that will be writ large across their journey. Seems to be happening every week for them at the moment. Ferry Story has got 4 weeks to go. We'll take them the first of those 5 steps tonight. It's been a pleasure to bring you what has been another thrilling occasion. Wild, woolly, wet, and ultimately Spirit with all 3 points here at Christie Park. The Arctic Circle living up to its name. We are signing off in round 25. The final score, Spirit FC 2, Sydney Olympic 1.